Howdy, my beautiful Gemini. How are you doing today, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and let's get into your weekly tarot reading, Gemini, for October. See what's going to be happening in your life this week. See what predictions we could be making for you, Gemini. All right. If you do enjoy this tarot reading, let me know in the comments below. And be sure, Gemini, to check out more than just your one zodiac sign. Check out your sun, moon, and your rising to get the better understanding of what's happening in your life. All right. And so let's just begin this tarot reading here and see what's happening for you, Gemini. All right. Starting out with these first three cards. All right, we have the Five of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So Gemini, the first thing I want to be doing is addressing the anxiety that's going on in your head. You might have even clicked onto this tarot video today, Gemini, because you were trying to distract yourself from your problems, or you're trying to find like a reading to like that directly addresses your anxiety, because it's like time is of the essence for you, Gemini. It's like you can't really afford to not have an understanding of what to be doing next here, because I get like this sense, I don't know if there's like something that's like an expenditure, like something financially that you need to like get the funds for, or just something needs to stabilize, Gemini, in your life with this Ten of Pentacles energy, something in regards to the home life perhaps here, and like you need to have the answer. All right. And so with this, because I feel like you are this Five of Swords currently here, and so I like to explain why it is I say certain things, because doing tarot readings are just like doing a puzzle, Gemini. So it's like you have this anxiety with this Five of Swords where you're just overthinking things. There's like a lingering problem there, right, with that Five of Swords there. Page of Cups. Page represents new energy for you, Gemini. All right, new energy. And then the sense of a cup would be new people or new opportunity coming forward to you, and whatever this new energy comes in as brings forth this Ten of Pentacles energy, that nice stable energy coming in. All right. And so we could see this in a couple different ways, of like either a new person's going to be entering your life, if a person somehow is the answer to your problem, again, whatever it is that has been taxing on you. Is, you know, for a social example, it could be the sense of where you're not sure if you should leave a situation because you don't know if there's anything better out there. There absolutely is. I say that with confidence with these two cards. But in another way here, where people are not relevant in this here, Gemini, I do get the sensation of some type of opportunity being brought forward to you, and I want to bring attention to this right here. Right, it's like spirit blessing you, right? You see those astral hands bring to completion, so it's like they're bringing forward to you. Also, you see the pig, which also has strong symbology of abundance, right? We can really unpack this for days if we wanted to. Bringing forth something that was going to happen in your life, whether regardless, Gemini. So it's definitely something that, you know, for example, maybe it's been like, if you align with the concept of the Akashic records, it's like if you're meant to always be, you know, a speaker in some way, or to have written word, you know, it's something that you were destined for in some way, that spirit's going to be bringing forward to you, blessing this. All right. Page of Swords energy, and they've been actively leaving signs for you already, Gemini, about this. So for example, I'll just use the writing as the thing, that because that's the first thing that came to mind, Gemini. Maybe for a while now you've been getting consistent reminders about being like, oh, you know what, I used to love writing, I wanted to, you know, write my own book, I wanted to be a speaker, I wanted to have my own podcast, whatever, you know, Gemini, you've already had it in your mind here, right? So it's not going to necessarily, like with this Page of Cups energy, which now we have two different pages coming in here, Gemini, so really strong new energy coming in, right? Whatever is coming in for you, Gemini, it's something that you already actively has been brought forward to you. You might have been not putting too much thought or energy into it because you couldn't conceptualize how this could come forward. So for example, Gemini, maybe for a while now you've wanted to be a writer, but you couldn't ever conceptualize the idea of how you could ever even begin getting your work seen or published, so you never really put too much thought or idea into that. I do see progression in that way for you, where it's like, just because you couldn't personally conceptualize it, Gemini, and you were dismissive of it, doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen. Doesn't mean that it wouldn't be conceptualized. I take a shot every time I say it. What I'm trying to express here, Gemini, is that I feel like you were dismissive of this idea because you just couldn't see it manifesting, and then it actually manifests right in front of you, is basically what I'm trying to get across here. You have the Three of Cups right under this Ten of Pentacles as well. So double message here, Gemini, of victory, positive news that is a cause for celebration here. Two cards of people coming together. All right, really, I want to emphasize that as this sense of like people coming together. So there is, I don't feel like it's necessarily too relevant in this, in the main portion of this message, Gemini, but I do feel inclined to say that you are going to be around your people. All right, you are going to be around your people, whatever that is, and it's not going to be from something immediate. Like, I feel the need to even say like you create like your own family. And that's like a message that I get with that there. All right, and so definitely, Gemini, if I were to summarize this reading up until this point, because we still have another row to unpack here, is that you are going to be receiving an opportunity that really gives you a break here, that takes you out of we have these cards coming in here. This three of swords here is inverted, but I always like to keep my cards upright for y'all to be able to actually see it, right? So you have the ace of swords and the ace of wands and the three of swords coming in for you, Gemini. All right, new passion is being brought forward to you, and yep, it's like, so for example, Gemini, maybe you have been you're working a job that isn't fulfilling for you, right? But it pays the bills on some level. I feel like an opportunity is going to come forward to you where it's just like, you've seen all these signs about writing and all this, but you couldn't imagine yourself a life where you could support yourself financially through writing here, right? With that moon energy there, but it's been popping up in your head quite a bit. You couldn't really ignore it, but you never really knew what steps to really take to conceptualize that, to bring it into reality. Page of Cups being under the guise of the moon energy, where spirit's essentially saying, just like, darling, you don't even know what we have planned for you, right? What they're going to be giving to you, because what they bring forward to you is a cause of celebration. And the reason why it's such an impactful thing to talk about the cause for celebration here is because it gives you this answer to your problems. It helps heal things that's been going on in your life for quite some time now. Right? You know, the best thing I want to say with this is like, the best way to get over somebody is to connect with someone new, right? And that's how I see with this energy. It's like, it's a lot easier to mourn the loss of a job if this new opportunity comes forward to you that is extremely, that pays the bills, but also like inspires you. You have this two of swords coming in here, but there is like this message here, Gemini, where it's like, you're in order to get to this aspect of this life for you, you have to change things up. You have to be willing to call a spade a spade. Seven of Swords energy. What is this about? There is like this message here, Gemini, where it's just like, hey, you have this beautiful opportunity here, but you have to be willing to let go of something. What is this something? That's what I feel with this here. It's like, you can't bring forward with you on this new portion of your journey this old way. Six of Cups. That's the card of history. Six of Wands, King of Wands there, and then the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse here. So it feels to me here, Gemini, that there is this selfish energy. Selfish energy is someone that just isn't good for you, that has been part of your life for some time here. It's like you're really hopeful for this situation to pan out more positively, is what I get with this. For some reason, I wanted to say Sagittarius. Gemini, there's like this detaching yourself from something that, like, in your best case scenario, you would be able to share your table with this person. You would be able to have your cake and eat it too. But it's almost accepting a situation for what it is, realizing you can't change it, and letting go of it. The Six of Cups energy lets me know that there's like something from your past that you have a long-standing history with, where you're just like, I want to be a writer, but at the same time, I want to maintain my smoking habit, which then gives me memory problems, right? You know, it could be in the sense of something like that, like, or it could be in the sense of like learning how to walk away from certain people in your life that just are never supportive of you, and only can think from a place of being like, you need to go to school, you need to go to college, get a degree to be successful. You know, it can be in any shape or form there for you, Gemini, right? And so that's where that Two of Swords comes in, is where it's just like, you can have this portion of your life here, but you can't bring forth this energy. You can't bring forth whatever that problem is that actively takes from that desire, Page of Swords, to bring it into reality. We have the otter spirit. You're never alone. Number 6 in numerology. 6 definitely has some relevance in your reading here, so look up the number 6 at a later point in time. Gemini, see what messages that brings. You're never alone. So this leads me to suspect here, Gemini, that mainly this message seems to come in the sense of like acknowledging that someone isn't good for you anymore, and you're afraid of letting go of this old connection that you have that history with. All right, you're afraid of cutting off that access, Gemini, because you don't want to be alone here. And I think I even said it at the beginning of your reading, which is usually not something I will say. And so Gemini, you know, when are you going to make that choice to surround yourself with people that celebrate you rather than make you feel like you have to live your life in such a limited way? Again, I got the sense of like you creating like your own community, creating your own family. You know, you look at the cards that we had in your main spread here, the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups, like none of these people look like they're really related here. None of them, you know? So it's interesting, some food for thought to be digesting, but that's the tarot reading that I have for you today, Gemini. Hopefully this October weekly tarot reading gave you some resonance, and I will connect to you sometime in the near future, darling. Bye, Gemini.